Well, yeehaw! It's Thursday. Hi y'all, it's Thursday and I reckon it's time for me to sit down and have a little chit chat with y'all. But today's topic is going to be pretty heavy. It's domestic violence. Shade, domestic violence, verbal abuse, physical abuse. Why are gays so shady? And if gays are shady, are they also physically abusive? Emotionally abusive? Now discuss. With celebrities like Chris Brown and Rhianna and Ike and Tina Turner having huge public displays of physical abuse and domestic violence, if celebrities aren't immune to it, neither are the gays. Now, I think that a lot of homosexual man-on-man domestic violence is really repressed and thrown under the rug or put back in the closet because you're dealing with a male ego. And you're dealing with the male ego of someone that's already quote-unquote feminine, or dealing with society issues of not being masculine and marrying a woman. So I think a lot of times when a man is in a domestic abuse situation, he's afraid to tell anybody or do something about it because he's already feels subconsciously inferior or weak. But yes, domestic violence is a very big and very serious problem in our world. Not just the gay community, not just the straight community, but yes, also in the gay community. Gay people, everybody knows gay people are shady. A lot of times we throw shade out of fun. Sometimes we throw shade out of catty. A lot of times we read our friends, people we love and care about. But we're also very shady to people we don't like and can't stand. And sometimes that shade gets very, very vicious. Unfortunately, I have been in domestic abuse situations, both physical and emotional, verbal, and maybe financial. Is that in a situation? I've previously been in a relationship with a man that had complete control over everything. Meaning, he up and moved me from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Naples, Florida. I didn't know a single soul. I wasn't allowed to work. I didn't have friends. And I was in a physically abusive and emotionally abusive situation, but I didn't have an outlet to get out. I didn't have the means to fend for myself. And unfortunately, the only thing I could think of was suicide. And this was the second time in my life I was suicidal. The first time was because I was afraid to come out, and the second time was then. And I kept, for like 2 months, I kept planning. I'm like, should I throw myself off the balcony? Should I, just trying to think of the thing. Because my thought was, I'm going to be dead in the bed, and you're going to be really sorry. What a dumb... One day I just heard myself say that out loud. I was writing in my journal, and I was like, he's going to be so sorry, he's going to be so sorry. And I was like, wait a minute. How is he going to be sorry? How am I going to punish him by ending my life? That's just dumb. So that's when I was like, well, I need out. And that was the scariest time of my life because I up and moved, took the clothes on my back, basically, and slept in my car for a couple of days until I got my feet back on the ground. But unfortunately, I have been drawn, subconsciously I hope, to emotionally, spiritually, verbally abusive men. And since then I've been in very emotionally abusive situations. And I find myself making excuses. Like, for example, oh, he's just Latino. Or, it's my fault, I deserve it. If I would just be better. If I would just act better. Subconsciously, I keep getting attracted to these motherfucking asshole men that are users and quote-unquote abusers. The unfortunate thing about emotional abuse, you can't see the physical bruising or the scarring, but emotional scars take a lot longer to heal and they go much deeper. And yeah, not all white trash people are physically abused. And not only white trash people are abused. The reason it might be so public is because, for whatever reason in our mind, let's put it this way, nobody wants to be lonely. Nobody. I want love, you want love. But for some reason in our minds, these people make us feel like if we leave them, we'll be single for the rest of our lives. Or they're the best things because we don't deserve love. We're so emotionally fucked up that we believe them, that I deserve this. Or, he's right, I'll never find somebody else to care for me or love me. Which is total bullshit. Total bullshit. And let me tell you, darling, after being in several fucked up situations and or relationships, I finally told myself, I'm taking time for me. It's time that I focus on me. I would much rather be single and alone, not lonely, just alone, than be with somebody that is going to hurt me in that way. Now, fortunately, since I had one physical abusive situation where I was trapped, and I've always told myself since then, let a man punch me one time, let him lay a hand on me one time, and that's it. The police are getting called, it is over. But unfortunately, emotionally abusive situations are much more tricky, and they sneak up on you. And trust and believe, darling, it's okay to be single. It doesn't mean you're worthless. You know, I think unfortunately a lot of times, especially in the gay community, and I'm sure girls are like this too, or men maybe, but in the gay community, I know a lot of guys, let's put it this way, that go from boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend every 3 weeks. This is my husband. This is my new husband. This is my husband. Because I think that they put their self-worth on their relationship. But I'm here to tell you that your relationship does not define you at all. If you're single, it doesn't mean you're worthless. If you're in an abusive relationship, that might mean you're worthless. But you can always get out. Always get out. There's never a situation that you might be a wife with, 5 kids. But there are people that will help you. Get out. Because you deserve love. I don't care if you're short, fat, skinny, tall, ugly, retarded. It doesn't matter. You deserve love. Fat people need love too. Now, yes, we're going to get rejected all the time. Some people have an ideal trophy wife or whatever that they want. But no matter what, if you're not a trophy wife, you still deserve love. Emotional abuse and physical violence is not love. Okay? And this topic really hits home for me, again, because I've been emotionally and physically abused. And as a child, I was also sexually abused. And I think this is a little, Misty Minute in the middle of this. This just in Misty Minute. If you're a single mother, be very aware, because I think from experience that men that are pedophiles and or abusers target single mothers that come with kids. Now, I don't know if I fell into physical abuse and emotional abuse because my mother was physically and emotionally abused. As a child, my mother got pregnant when she was 17 years old, and as a child, my biological father used to beat the shit out of my mother. Like, I remember standing in the hallway or in the bedroom or, peeking around the kitchen corner, just bawling my eyes out, and watching him beat her with a frying pan, beat her with beer bottles, beat her with a gun. He shot my mother. He fired the gun at my mother. Unfortunately, didn't kill her, but I watched it. Now, I'm not sure if, you know, being a witness to that love from a parent makes me a target or makes me familiar with that type of love. But I do know that we are subconsciously drawn to what we are familiar with and quote-unquote comfortable with. Not that I'm comfortable with abuse or violence, but it is familiar. And that's a very scary thought. So single mothers, if you are a child of an abused person, or if you have been abused and you keep returning to that situation, be very aware, because these pedophiles and these abusive men know how to talk to you. They know how to wrap you around that little finger of theirs and get you, oh, he loves me. And I'm so glad, because I don't deserve love and nobody else will ever love me in the world, and if I don't have him, how would I feed my children? Meanwhile, you're in the room or at work thinking how much he loves you, and he's in there twiddling your children. Not good. Took this back to the straight people for a second, but yes, domestic abuse, violence, physical, emotional, very real in the gay community. And it's embarrassing. Nobody wants to say, yes, my boyfriend beats me. And if we do choose to go back to him, that's even more embarrassing. Yeah, I'm pussy whipped, and I'm going back to that asshole that disrespects me and does not treat me. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's not going to change. If he's capable of abuse, he's always capable of abuse. It's very real, and it's very sad. So yeah, Miss Porcelain Aquarius, thank you so much for taking us there to that dark place. It's funny because I could tell this topic came from the end of your last video. When your drag mother was like, why are gays so shady? Gays, stop being shady. It's true. It's a part of our culture. Gays, usually in public, we don't resort to beer bottle fights and things. That's more of a straight man gig. We throw shade. And so our tongues become our weapon. And I think if we're going to psychoanalyze this and get into the psyche of it, once when I was first coming out of the closet and I'm like, I don't know how to hit on guys, how do I, you know, pick up a guy or whatever when I was first going out, somebody told me, I don't remember who, put them down. And I was like, what? And like, yeah, you know, most people think that you need to compliment them to make them want you. But if you compliment them, they feel beautiful. And when you're feeling beautiful, you feel that you can have anybody. But if you put them down and make them feel less attractive or make them aware of their flaws, then they'll be more apt to go home with you because they won't be able to pick up anybody else. So unfortunately, a lot of insecure men will emotionally put down their partner in hopes to keep them. Meaning, you worthless piece of shit. You better be glad you're with me, because if you weren't with me, nobody would ever want you. You'll be single for the rest of your life. Well, guess what, asshole? Being single is better than being with you. So, yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it. I hope this video is not too long. I hate having long videos. But yes, this topic was very important to me. It's very serious. It's very real. It's not just a straight thing. Women are getting beat up. It's very real. But it's also men are getting beat up. And tongue-in-cheek, pointing fun at it, being a hillbilly, white trash. But unfortunately, obviously, if Rhianna's getting beat up, it's not just white trash people. And celebrities aren't immune, and neither are gays, and it's very, very real. So keeping up with Porcelain Aquarius, my topic for next week is going to be just as controversial. I want to talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. Actually, let's talk about numbers. Sleeping with a lot of men, does that make you a better lover, or does that make you a whore? And is this different in the gay community as it is in the straight community? Men and women versus men and men. Yeah, this will be interesting, especially since one of the girls on our channel is a virgin. I wonder what her thoughts are on the subject. I guess what I'm asking is, do you lie when you're asked about your sexual partners? Do you cut it in half, or do you double it? Do you exaggerate? Do you... I don't know. What are your thoughts? Talk about it. Loving you is easy. Bye. You better recognize I'm going to talk about the other bitches on this channel. Real quick like. Alright, Monday was Miss Dolly. Congratulations on your move to Dallas. Dallas is a very fun, exciting city. Drag is very, very cutthroat and competitive there. I would say Dallas, or Texas, is one of the top 3 states for drag. So I'm anxious to see how your drag is going to change and develop and grow. Now, the RuPaul's Drag Race Cruise. My roommate situation might have fallen through. So if you still want to go on the cruise, I might be looking for a roommate. Let me know. Tuesday, Katana Ray. And actually, I want to talk to Katana Ray and Lady P at the same time. Why are you even reading the comments on your videos? Why? I might check the last 24 hours of comments, but after that, I can't be bothered. There's too many haters out there telling me that I'm fat and I'm ugly, or I'm a fag, or I'm a crossdresser, or whatever. And to be honest with you, I cannot be bothered at all. I don't give a flying rat's ass what they have to say about me. I don't disable my comments because I do think that something is positive. But if somebody really wants to talk to me and get my feedback or reach out to me, they're going to reach me on Facebook. My fan page, I'm a Misty Eyez fan at facebook.com. That's how to get a hold of me. I'm not going to, let's put it this way. If I do read the comments and they're mean and hateful, I delete them. I don't reply. I don't go out of my way to like, well, fuck you, bitch. I'm not wearing hair because whatever. I'm not going to change my look. Portia, if I see shade, I delete them. If they leave more than 3 comments on different channels or I recognize names, I block them. I don't need it. I don't, and it's funny because a lot of times my fans will defend me and get in fights with them. They don't need to be bothered. Just delete it, get it rid of. You can't let other people bother you. Their opinions of you don't matter. Their opinions don't pay the bills. I have a video, if I can find it, I'll put the link here. Other people's negative comments. Look at that. Think about it. Oh, don't look at it because I think this video was done a long time ago and it looked rotted. But the words are true. Listen to them. The number one thing I want to say to you, Miss Katana Ray, is snap out of it, in the words of an icon. Get your shit together. Don't let other people bother you. Just do what makes you happy. If making videos for your channel makes you happy, do it. Don't worry about what these other people say. If you don't want to be pretty, don't be pretty. But don't live your life to please other people. About your zombie thing, I wish, was this right around the time about the bath salts in the Miami? Because girl, that's the key. I actually planned a big zombie bath salts face eating number, and mine fell through too. If a bar tells you they want you to change something and they're going to hire you, that's the only reason I could say do it. Otherwise, you have to live your life to be happy and make yourself proud of yourself. Your fans are going to love you no matter what. Porcelain Aquarius, you drunken asshole mess. Yeah, you're right. I was terrible because I'm always terrible. It was nice to meet your drag mother, to see the goddess that created your insanity. Where they serve plastic green cups, or did you sneak that in ghetto style to pregame? Ghetto trash. And yeah, saw the topic come to brain at the end of your video. That was very enjoyable. Thursday was me, and my video was like literally an hour long, and it was so long that my camera shut off. And I didn't even notice. I have too many drag firsts to talk about, and I was falling asleep while editing. I don't even remember what I said in the final version, but I talked about a lot of stuff that I didn't show you. I just realized that I included my email signature on the video. It's copy-paste. Yeah, one P. I don't care what background you have, as long as you're in front of a sheet or curtain. It makes me comfortable. Yeah, but I basically told what I have to say to you, to Katana Ray mostly. Don't let this candy person bother you. She doesn't matter. Obviously, you're being hired to MC this night, 5 nights a week. Who gives a shit if this stupid candy bitch does not like your makeup? Or, I don't even know what she said, but, because I can't be bothered to read all the comments. You're fierce and amazing. Get over it. You know. Yes, you have a lot of room for improvement. So do I, so does everybody else. But, you've come a long way, baby. Don't let her bring you down. And last but not least, we have Saturday. Our new Saturday girl is Pedro. I think it's very appropriate that you open or close the week. Either way, whatever fits your schedule, I think is fine. Your new character, Asholi, loved the name. How did you come up with that? I'm a member of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and that's a very sisterly name. In fact, knowing that that is not your real drag name, it's Pedro, obviously, I'm going to have to pass that on for you and reincarnate that in the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Love it. Angelina Jolie's sister, Asholi. Gagging. I'm just glad that you were in a better spirit this video.